It's moving. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's moving. It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
I shouldn't have built you.
What's up? We're here with MISHBY. Maybe I shouldn't have built you. This is like a tape, sort of like a VHS tape cassette meets like digital bit crushing distortion, and like those two worlds blending and combining and turning into an alien subchild that gets along pretty well. It's kind of funky. So you can do really subtle stuff. You can do like little tiny modulations and funky stuff to like super over the top stuff. In this case, I'm going to show you more subtle stuff because this is kind of like an Afrobeats thing I've cooked up. But then I'm going to show you what it can really do. I'll push it a little bit. But these guys are awesome, and I'm just going to get right into this. Here's a little bit of the beat, play a little bit of it for you, and then we'll start tweaking. So that's a little bit of the beat. There's these leads that I just added in. They're kind of fun, and I wanted to kind of give them more texture and maybe, you know, play around with the sound a little bit. So let's pop on MISHBY. Here's some chords. Here's the plugin interface. The GUI is just amazing. Like, all their GUIs are really incredible. Graphic user interface for all you people out there that don't know what a GUI is, because I'm just speaking nerd over here. But MISHBY, here we are. This is like, this section here is kind of like the tape VHS kind of vibe. And then this section over here is where we get into the bit crushing, the modulation, the resampling, glitch section. And like, this plugin is really dope. I just want to get right into kind of what it can do. The first thing is the quality. This is like a VHS like filter. So if I'm going to 0, I'm like sort of starting to do a filter curve that's going to bring out kind of the top end of it. So it gets a lot lower quality, kind of feels a little bit more sampled. And then 100% quality, you're opening the filter up. That's how I understand it. I think a part of the charm of this plugin is that you don't really know all the parameters, and it's got these really funky little graphics and shit. So it's really fun. Like, the fire comes up, the bats come down, as you can see at the bottom here. And then the thunder, you know, the lightning comes down. Pretty rad. And then there's a desync section. This is tape distortion, just saturated tape distortion here. I'm not even sure what this thing does, but it's pretty cool. It gives like a really nice subtle distortion texture. And then the noise, which is just noise. But apparently they spent a lot of time making this noise, so should be cool. And then I'm gonna turn this off for now. This is like the glitch section. I'm just gonna kind of play this back and solo out this part so you can hear what it's doing. So that's pretty like like kind of tape saturated. This over here, the DOD, or DCD, I'm sorry, is like a digital like bit crushing distortion kind of thing. So if I bring this up, it's gonna sound more digital. And if I bring this distortion up on the left side, it's gonna sound more like tape saturation. Really colorful, really beautiful. The harmonics are there. I would use this in a mix just for the distortion, because the distortion's really nice on this. And then this middle one, I'm just gonna turn this distortion down, and I'll show you what this does. It's kind of like a secret sauce. So really nice. It just kind of like folds back on itself. Now you are hearing some like desyncing here with the rate and the modulation. The DLTA is kind of the depth of the modulation, and the rate is just the, like, it's like VHS tape, like cassette tape, like getting out of sync, right? So that's what it's doing here. And if I turn this all the way down, you're gonna hear no difference. And I'll slowly start bringing this back up. Right, it's pretty fun. It gives us some movement, gives it some modulation, and we get to do some really cool stuff with it. Now the L, M, and the H, I'm not really sure what these things do, but I'm pretty sure they're like subtle little filters and stuff that are gonna be feeding into the desync. So I'll just start to play with these and show you what they're doing. Yeah, so that's like the low, mid, and the high, it looks like, for the filters. So if I turn this up, you're gonna get more lows. On the filter, you're gonna kind of like accentuate it. The mids, you're gonna accentuate the mid filter. And the high, you're probably not gonna hear it on this synth because there's not a whole lot of top end on it. So this is one of my favorite parts of this, is this quality feature. It like really just makes it sound way cooler, more textured, kind of fits into the mix a little bit more. And I'll start bringing this down in quality. You see what I'm saying? Really fun. So now like this sound, it was already pretty cool. Just way more vibey, more wavy, you know, like you got a really cool subtle thing. And I'll pop this into the mix. I'm also gonna use it on the lead. So now I'm gonna copy this to the lead, the MISHBY plugin. As you can see, it's just like, I'm doing subtle stuff with this. You can really do crazy stuff, and I'll push it a little bit on this lead so you can hear it. But here's the MISHBY on the lead as well. Like really making it more like cassette soaked, you know, sample sounded, and like that's kind of the rave, you know, doing this vintage stuff. But if I really want to destroy it, let's get into this glitch section, because this stuff is crazy, man. And like, just so you know, this plugin's 50 bucks. Like, it's well worth it. And they have a steal option on their website, and I think it's just because they're like, you know, they understand that humans kind of suck, right? And especially audio people were like, yeah, it's free, bro. It's basically free. But it's not free. It's like, it's a $50 plugin. They're just saying, yo, we get it. If you're gonna steal it, right? But they have a steal button. So you can like buy it for a little cheaper than $50 if you want. But I highly recommend you pick it up for 50 bucks. It's well worth it. I'm gonna get into this glitch section. Again, the GUI is just really cool, this guy and this funky stuff. You can hover over stuff and it gives you a readout. Like this says no tomorrow. This one says feed me flour. I just think that's crazy. No one hears. You know, it's just like giving you crazy readouts, which I think is super dope. And you can kind of like mess with this. This is gonna do some crazy shit, but I'm gonna let you hear it. Let's just solo out this lead. So this is like the glitch section, and it's super dope. I'm gonna turn this on. It says no and maybe. Like, these guys just crack me up. This is ridiculously creative. And I love this plugin because it's creative. It gets back to music, like making music and being creative and not going, here's the EQ, and here's exactly where the frequencies are. You should sweep these out and balance this. And, you know, it's like, screw that. Just play with this thing and like do some creative shit, right? Be a kid again. So this DCD is like a digital bit crushing kind of thing. Check this out. Like I'm just gonna get rid of the syncing, the desyncing and all that. And I'm gonna take the quality back up and I'm just gonna use this one, this side. It's wild, man. So I'll turn the quality back down because I like it taking kind of that top end down again. And then I'm gonna start messing around with this glitch section. I'll turn the digital distortion stuff, the bit crushing down. And this is the length of the resample of the actual chop, so you'll hear that. Like, this thing is crazy, dude. So, all right, so here's probably, I think. It just says prob. I don't know, maybe that means probability, maybe it means it's a problem. Let's get into it. This is insane. All right, and then this is center, it looks like. And then this last one is the SP WID, which I think is just kind of like a special sauce kind of vibe. All right, let's pop this into the mix. This might be crazy because it's pretty detuned and stuff, but let's hear it. There you go. I mean, you're making sounds that just do not exist. Like straight up, this plugin can just like make something completely different. So throw it on vocal chops, throw it on guitar riffs, throw it on licks, throw it on whatever you want, even drums. I think like a cool like percussive thing. Sound design, this is gonna be super unique for. The distortion algorithms are amazing. I would throw this in a mix. I would start to distort 808s with them a little bit. I would even send like a kick, like push some kick into the distortion. It's really cool. But honestly, like this plugin is well worth 50 bucks. Highly recommend it. Go jump into Freak Show Industries stuff. Grab more of their stuff. Backmask is super dope. They've MISHBY, they have another plugin I'm not sure about. I haven't even played with it yet, but I will. I'm definitely gonna pick up all their plugins now. But there it is, that's the overview. Go pick it up, MISHBY. Maybe I shouldn't have built you, but I believe that these guys should have built you. They should be called Maybe I Should Have Built You. MISHBY. So there you go, the MISHBY plugin. Maybe I shouldn't have built you, but I think Freak Show Industries, you should have built you. This is a great plugin, it's a lot of fun. Don't steal it. Now you can go to the plugin website and you see that it's $50, or you have a steal me option. Now these guys are just like smart enough to know that humans are pretty shady creatures, right? So I encourage you, spend the $50. It's well worth $50. You'll make plenty of music that is worth much more than $50. So go buy that plugin, it's amazing. And click below, subscribe to the channel, like this. If you like this video, like it. If you comment, I'm gonna answer you. We're gonna talk directly, all right? So really appreciate you tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go. Radium Podcast, Radium Plugin of the Week. We're doing it every week. We're here to show you all this fun stuff, and really appreciate you tuning in. It's alive.